Welcome everyone to episode 5 of my Medieval 2 Total War series. Last time, we had just had a battle with Vyacheslav on the bridge near Iasi. After the surprise war the Polish launched after a port was blocked.
You will have to fight us for this
Honestly,
war dance.
one of the stupidest starts to a war I have ever seen, but it happened, so can't really stop it now.
An honor to serve, my lord.
Holy feckin' crap, that is a
I look
huge
forward to fighting you.
rebel army. Like, I do not want to mess with that. The East can fester for a bit.
Battle will resolve our
I'll
differences.
deal with that later, Jesus.
An honor
Vladimir
to
is on
serve,
his
my
way
lord.
to take Halleck.
How may I serve? On my
One of our priests is acting as a spy on Thorn.
way.
They seem to be fortifying Krakow against us. It will not work.
Sire,
Let's see here. Have any of the Crusaders actually arrived?
continuing
Seems
on
not.
tomorrow.
I'm just gonna leave them there to see how the crusade goes. The one which we weren't invited to.
Orders, my lord.
Of course, apparently we wouldn't have accepted because of this transgressions held against us, but still. Shall begin turn 35. And they apparently try to bribe.
I bring word from France, noble lord.
Okay. Counteroffer. Information for map information.
Oui, why not? My people accept.
Yeah,
Adieu, noble seigneur.
I'm given tribute of 50 florins a
Au
turn
revoir.
for 5 turns. Okay. Apparently, some of the Egyptian forces are pulling into a boat. Don't really know what that's all about.
An honor to serve, my lord. I look forward to fighting you.
One of their armies seeks to stop our advance at Halleck, but this only presents an even better opportunity for
Confronting
us.
the enemy honorably, my lord. Take
Vladimir,
courage, men.
following his own
God will
orders,
be with us
fights
as
the
we
battle
meet
on
the
the ground. They will fall to his blade.
Units, await my order.
Another tempestuous region.
Units.
He groups together his average archers and his crossbowmen.
Crossbow. Units, group together. Spearmen. Crossbow. Units. Units, give no ground. Units. Units.
He forms a spear wall, and he and the final force of 47 levy spearmen.
The enemy
conduct
are
the
bringing
rear.
in reinforcements.
The spear wall moves forth.
Units, fly like the wind. Units, fly like the wind. Units, fly like the wind. General Bodyguard. Move, move.
The enemy seeks to pepper us with projectiles. we shall respond in kind. It formed a death circle. Shall not do them well, though. The goal of this combat is to take out their leader, for without a leader, their bodyguard will give up and the city can be taken easily, without as much as a siege. The enemy seeks not to fight up close, but in brutal, ranged combat. Crossbowmen shift their gaze over to their left to fire upon the non-circling enemies.
Bodyguard!
30% of the enemy force has been shot at this point. Our infantry had taken some damage, but not a lot. It held firm. The missile cavalry on the left side chose to attack head-on. As soon as a countercharge happened, they gave up. Spearmen on the left side attempted to move back into their careful positioning. Their general still was yet to join the battle.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours. Look how our cowardly foe runs. It is time to press the attack.
Archers! Awaiting your command. Units! Units! Defend position, bodyguard!
Vladimir moved his units to attempt to ensnare the general of the enemy army. For if he would accomplish this, the battle would be won. He formed a strange formation. Told his archers to hold their fire until he gave the order. The enemy general marched forth. Only would they fire if the enemy general were to be escaping. King Vladimir flanked the general and began his trap. Spearmen charged more heavily.
Men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
The king
The
himself
enemy are
was near the
badly
front of the
bloody.
combat.
They have lost half their men.
He slew several and would not be felled this day.
Look how our cowardly foe runs. Time to press the attack.
The enemy general was slain.
All civilized peoples will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
The enemy force has been dealt with. Grand Duke Vladimir has won the day for the glorious Russian Empire.
Why?
This was the prince of
You've
their
earned the
nation.
ransom, Lord. Take it. Dear God, yes. Yes, we can pay. Please, Lord.
They rejected the ransom for their prince, and thus opened Halik
Strength
up
and
to
honor.
Russian
We
occupation.
Are victorious. An honor to serve, my lord.
Halik belongs
Honor
to
and
the great
courage, soldier.
Russian Empire.
We march to war. God has delivered us unto victory. A noble way to claim these lands. Victory. Yes, Lord.
Ayasi was to be
Marching
assaulted.
To battle with pride, Lord.
Heavily armored.
Orders, my lord.
They had very little infantry. This can be abused.
Yes,
Now
Lord.
is the time, though.
Confronting the enemy.
Voislavov would attack.
We have chosen the field. Now, let the battle begin.
These Polish curs would know their place. The Russian Empire would be eternal. And our wrath would be legendary.
Units, await my order. Orders.
To split up what little forces they had left. A force with ladders would be sent off over here, whereas a single force with the ram would be sent up to the front, flanked by several units of missile cavalry, the Boyar sons, himself, a second ram in case things went wrong, and what little extra infantry they could spare. The crossbowmen headed the rear.
Scale the wolves. Double time.
Due to the enemy's lack of archers or anyone defending the front gate, that assault would be easy. The 56 Slavic mercenaries would not have a difficult time either. The majority of our enemy force chose to stand against us in the center of town. This will not bode well for them. Forces will be brought up.
The ladders are now in place. Walls are no match for the fury of the north.
Now is the time. Breach the walls quickly. While our strength still beats theirs.
Our men have reached the gate with the battering ram.
We have breached the walls. They will not last much longer.
Have done well. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Polish noblemen chose to sally out, leaving themselves vulnerable to the boyar sons. Realizing their mistake, they began to run back into the city. The boyars would not allow them much respite. Apparently, miraculously, the 6 held off 27 soldiers. Damn, these Slavic mercenaries fucking suck, dude. Right, you. The gates are open. Boyar sons, do what you do best.
Soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
God, no one's even holding those. Actually, never mind. It's a single peasant. Okay. I want all of you to fire on that man.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours. Only half the enemy force remains.
They have some pure missile cavalry in the back. Should they be reached by pure cavalry? This is truly disorganized and kind of a shameful display, but... The last of the infantry charged towards this Strzelski. Yeah, where the frick that is. They charged. Voice Lavov.
The enemy general is no true man. Mighty Lord above, we have captured the enemy's general. That will teach
general
the
has been
cowardly
slain.
dog to turn tail and run. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue, my lord, only half of our force remains.
The battle has
My
been
lord,
brutal.
our men are in command of the castle.
The last of
All
the enemy has
civilized
fallen.
peoples will be awed by the victory we have won
Voice
here today.
Lavov has decimated his force, but in the process has proved that he will do any means necessary to succeed for his empire. A bloody battle, but one won for the empire.
The enemy lies defeated. We are victors. Strength, honor, and victory.
Papal States hate us. Well,
Are you trying
We
to
didn't
give
do
me
this.
an order?
they did this to themselves. Due to the exceptional facilities they built in both IIC and Halic, soon we will be able to use their own weapons of war against them. Only a general stood left in Thorn.
Orders, my king. Yes. My lord. Orders, my king.
A small force shall
My
be
lord.
sent there then. Their weakness
Moving to engage.
shall be
Yes.
used
Yes.
against them.
God's servant.
Orders, my king.
More forces would reinforce from Vilnius.
Of course. We go no further this day.
Woodsmen may suck, but having them there at least gives some melee
Yes.
defense. I see, holds a very beleaguered force, but one worth terror. Thus the day ends, and the West has been thrust against by the might of the Russian Empire. A foreign dignitary.
Greetings! I come bearing word for you today. A well thought out offer, my lord. I will. Goodbye.
The Danish have taken all the territory wished.
Orders, my king, my lord. Yes, lord. Confronting the orders, my king. Combining troops. Marching to battle with pride, lord.
How may
The
I
force
serve?
sent to siege Thorn was on
As
its
you
way.
wish. Of course, my lord.
No
Reaching
reinforcements seemed
until
within
morning,
sight.
my lord.
My lord. Yes. My lord.
Using these facilities, true spearmen would be given to our armies, and they would feel our wrath.
If it is a fight you wish, come closer.
The rebel army holds its ground, and Michael waits
An honor
for
to
orders
serve, my
from the
lord.
Western Front. We move on. For all that is done has been done. Paper. Diplomatic information. The Papal States seem to wish to work against Sicily, which is fascinating to ponder, but
I look forward to
a
fighting
large
you.
force was found on their way to Thorn, and thus
Forward.
they
If it
strove
is a
back.
fight you wish, come closer.
Vilnius would reinforce itself against the coming threat. Vladimir would modernize his army, preparing
Yes.
to destroy his enemies. Sorry for some technical issues for a second there. A family member came in and I had a conversation. Voisilov increases his own forces, preparing for the inevitability of an attack from the Hungarians as well. Egypt seems to have not felt the effects of the crusade yet. Stranger still. Thorn seems to be well defended now, rather than what they had before. But the king himself
An honor to
is
serve.
roused.
Orders, my king. Yes. Orders, my king. Yes. Orders, my king.
And he led a huge force, not to Thorn, but to a much more precious prize. The city of Krakow. His enemy's jewel. He would take it from them and declare it his own.
My lord.
Beleaguered reinforcements would be set up to hold what remained
Orders, my
in
king.
Halych.
Move out.
Perhaps you seek a diplomat and not a warrior.
A neutral Scottish
My
army would
respects
pass
to your
through
majesty.
for the crusade. He showed respect,
An honor to
and
serve.
thus would
my
receive it back.
Setting a keen watch here, lord.
Yes.
Crusades were passing through. A concerning, but not an unexpected sight.
An honor to serve, my lord. God be with us, men. We march to battle.
Halych would be prepared for any attack.
An honor to serve, my lord. An honor to serve, my lord.
And thus the front waits. The Crusades seem to have not marched much further. A good sign or not cannot be foretold.
Yes. Men, march.
Halych was secure.
An honor to serve, my lord. Confronting the enemy honorably, my lord.
And Krakow was under threat. Crusade seemed to pass quickly enough.
An honor to serve, my lord.
Due to the lack of a incredibly pressing military attack, actions were taken and the turn ended. A Byzantine merchant approached our land, but we do not have need for merchants, so we do not spur many.
Lower your swords. A noble lady approaches.
They wish for peace. They shall get none.
It is no
Not
matter,
until
my
their
lord.
city has burned.
Farewell to you, lord.
They have lost to rebels. The weak.
An honor to serve, my lord. God be with us, men. We march to battle.
Spain and Egypt have gone to war, and Portugal and France have come to ally.
Battle will resolve our differences. An honor to serve, my lord.
Some rebels had spurred
Orders,
up
my
near
king.
Iasi.
My lord.
A mistake.
Confronting the enemy
On their
honorably,
part.
my lord.
Voyoslav would have
has
none of it.
delivered us unto victory! With honor.
His front would be secure at all costs.
An honor to serve, my lord.
That much he had made sure of. High-cost troops in the homeland were not required at the moment, for it was mostly secure. Earning more income would be important.
Yes.
Sarkel still held some expensive units. So they were dismissed from service.
Orders, my king.
Many of what the king had brought with him were finally laid to peace. A merchant duel, the Byzantines seem to have won. And still Egypt lies unattacked. The Hungarians wish to discuss, or to attempt to bribe one of my
We
best
gain no
generals.
honor by hiding in these trees.
I decline. Wait, where is the princess? Where's the princess? Where'd the princess go? Hostilities have ceased between Egypt and Venice.
An honor to serve, my lord. An honor to serve, my lord. Yes. Yes, my king. Laying siege to the enemy. Orders, my king. Joining forces.
The army had reached their destination. A near full-strength army approached the enemy.
My lord.
They would know fear.
Besieging army at your command.
They would be offered peace should they give up after Krakow's fall. Should they continue to resist, they shall be wiped from the map.
An honor to serve, my lord.
The wealth of the Empire had been spent for the siege, so time would be slowed. Krakow would be fought. The forces of Poland began to unite, but ran away from their capital, seeing the inevitability of the siege.
An honor to serve, my lord. God be with us, men. We march to battle.
Their king was caught within, and their king was slain. Krakow belonged to
Faith
us.
and courage have made us victorious.
Vladimir,
An honorable victory, worthy of our people.
sacked Krakow in a final move of dishonor to his enemies. He filled out the last of his ranks and allowed his army and his nation to flourish. Anything that needed construction would be constructed. Kiev. Communal farming. Let us see. Town watch. Smolensk. Would gain the garrison quarters. Novgorod. Would have their port upgraded. Helsinki. Would have the castle upgraded. Riga. Honestly, Riga hasn't actually accomplished much. Just kind of existed. Vilnius would be upgraded. Moscow would be given land clearance. Raising. Receive garrison quarters. Sarkel would receive roads and upgrade. And a mustering hole and an Orthodox chapel. Okay, whenever those things come up, they're going to be built. Kaffa would receive a small Orthodox church. Krakow's suffering funds the entire empire. A unruly president, but one the empire accepts.
God be with us. Our foes
The
lay
king
siege.
was put under siege by the entirety of the Polish army. Yeah, I honestly can't find him, so... Krakow, fully fortified, would have to stand. Reinforcements via Boyar sons would
My lord.
approach.
Orders, my king.
He would have to hold a turn before
Forward. Making
the
camp
first
here.
set of reinforcements would arrive.
My lord. Orders, my king.
The second would take more time.
Move out. We move onward tomorrow.
Vilnius in anticipation for a potential counterattack by our enemies. Recruits the more soldiers.
It will be an honor to defeat
The attacking
you, dear
force
foe.
seemed to be filled mostly with peasants. And
I will see you brought to justice in an honest battle.
We shall see. The Battle of Krakow shall be upon us soon. Vengeance for their king may be had, or they may fail in the process. We shall see. And thus, the fate of the empire depended on this single settlement. Vladimir
An honor
wished
to
to
serve,
see the
my
forces he would be fighting.
Confronting the enemy honorably, my lord.
The enemies seem to have been preparing, but are not fit to fight against Vladimir's forces.
Yes. Forward. An honor to serve, my lord.
Captain Yesevold
Honor and courage, soldiers.
is
We
also
march
within
to war.
reinforcing range.
Orders, my king, my lord. Move out. Making camp here.
The enemy would most likely attack
Yes.
Yesevold, should we not
An
strike
honor
out
to
against him
serve.
first. So,
God be with us, men. We
the
march
battle
to battle.
will be decided. The king had not decided which form the battle would take, for there is much which could happen should this choice go wrong, but he would flip a coin on whether or not the fate of an empire would rest in the hand of the men or the general. It seems it would rest on the hand of the men. And the men fought hard.
No, no! Ask for a ransom! God has delivered us up to victory! My lord. Men, march! Yes!
The forces of Krakow
My lord.
had won. Forces would be reinforced,
Yes!
but they had won. Krakow was victorious. Hungary seemed to be readying for war, so we would ready as well. If the whole of the West came against us, we would fight them
An honor to serve,
throughout the streets
my lord.
of every city and every town.
Yes! An honor to serve, my lord.
They would have to push us off the
Orders, my
continent
king.
itself to get rid of us.
Yes! Orders, my king.
More boyar sons were not required at this time. Far in the east, with this influx of wealth, Michael was able to construct a drill square, so Ryazan may be a foothold in the east. Still, though, the west was unsettlingly unstable, but the turn would shift, and we shall see the result. The Crusades still did not come to approach Poland.
We have things to discuss.
Voislavov, at the orders of his king and hearing that Krakow had fallen, accepted the peace.
This is
And
wonderful.
finally,
Goodbye.
The
I look
West
forward to our next
ceased
meeting.
our combat. Hungary began to pull back. And finally, the Western War had ended
We have the advantage of surprise here.
at the loss
My lord.
of almost all
Orders, my king. Move
of
out!
Poland's forces. Captain Trust was ambushed.
Our foes have bested us. My lord. Forward!
What was to be
Combining
reinforced?
troops!
More troops would need to be retrained in the city. Oh, apparently it was an armor and that was why I was able to retrain. Oh, darn. I could still retrain these dudes, though, and get them better armor. Being on the front lines of a religious war. Yet, the king believed in his own abilities. Let us see. Settlement details. Public order, unrest, religious unrest. Squall. Sorry, for a second there was an audio glitch. Anywho, as the Western War ended, Michael in the Far East would prepare himself. Finally, he thought to himself, this war for control of their own lands would end. And thus the term ended. Milan spoke at Krakow. Attempting to bribe the settlement the king himself was in. Truly, these Westerners were incredibly stupid. And this heck wishes to be married to Jalena?
Florins, Gilda, either is good with me.
Who's
Is there a son in your
Jalena?
family you have in mind for me? Some say I am a jewel of the Mediterranean. Do you?
An
I
honor
do
to
not
serve,
say you're a
my
jewel of the Mediterranean. I say you're
lord.
pretty
Orders, my
cowardly
king.
for existing.
Yes. My lord.
Anywho, kicking out a
An
general is
honor
not a
to
smart
serve,
idea.
my lord.
Krakow would be more and more reinforced as time went on.